What's up, you guys? This is episode 2 of a show where I simply just speak my mind. Um, I am not better than the next person. I never feel that way. I'm just here to simply give you thought provoking concepts and have ideas that may resonate in your life. Um, because at the end of the day, we are all trying to be the best versions of ourselves we can be. Um, and so today, we are talking about patience. As soon as I was done with the first episode, I asked myself, what would be the biggest thing that I need to focus on about my own personality, my own life? And I think it's patience, right? Um, Patience is such a there's so much to it, you know. I feel like so many other virtues and other good characteristics come from simply having patience, right? And so for me, being an entrepreneur, uh, you know, the biggest thing is reaching that financial freedom or reaching that absurd amount of money where you don't have to worry about your bills and life is on easy mode and you got the nice house, you got all these nice things, you can vacation, just what comes with that, right? When you have a boatload of money. So uh, for me being here in about 3 years, coming up on 4 years of entrepreneurship, um, you always want it to happen so fast. Um, and you think you know the timing, you think you understand when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, with whom. Um, you think you know it all. And I think that's where I create this lack of patience in my life. That ends up even bleeding over into other relationships with friends, family, romantic relationships. I think everything you want it to happen so fast. It's like, okay, because my journey isn't in the pinnacle 3 years in, I would end up projecting that onto my family if I ask my dad a question or my brother a question and they don't say it fast enough or their rapport and their conversation isn't as fast paced as I would like it to be, um, then I end up taking out my lack of patience on them. And that's not fair in the slightest. Um, and so that's where I understand where it's coming from. Um, you know, one part of your life, you can experience a lack of patience, and that bleeds over. Um, and that's with anything, right? If you have discontent at your job, naturally now you have discontent with your wife or your kids or, you know, the errands that you have to run, mowing the lawn. You naturally end up having this discontent. It's like contagious almost. Um, But on the flip side of what patience is, or on the flip side of what lack of patience is, which is patience along with the other virtues I was talking about that comes along with it, um, I feel like it bleeds over into other parts of your life. Um, um, Here, I have my paper. I need this so bad. Um, yeah. So um, I feel like my struggle with patience is not something that will magically be fixed, right? This isn't something where, I pray at night and I ask for patience. That's not how it works, I don't think God is a genie. He is a person who is a gap filler and creates opportunities for people to be the best versions of themselves, right? So, and this is just something that I do when I lay down at night. I don't necessarily ask God for patience. I ask God for opportunities for patience. Um, and I think, humbly speaking, that level of self-awareness, it's not that somebody is going to come save me. It's that somebody will create the opportunities for me to provide value not only to myself and to glorify God and to glorify my friends and family's honor, right? Because if I'm going around being extremely impatient and just being an asshole about things that I'm not supposed to be, simply because I'm impatient about my journey of being an entrepreneur, it's like, man, not only am I putting myself in a bad light, but it's like people who love me unconditionally, people who represent me unconditionally, like I'm putting them in a tough spot too, you know? And who knows what could come out of that? Like, I'm a firm believer that anything and everything is truly possible. So why would I try to negatively affect that statement due to a lack of patience? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, let's say, I'm just making a crazy instance here, right? Because it's always good to have this imagination. Let's say something happens to where I sign up for the Mr. Beast reality TV show. I don't know if you guys are familiar. And, you know, I apply and I'm always on top of checking my email. Due to a lack of patience, I just say, you know what? It was never meant in the cards for me. I don't give a fuck. I'm just not going to look at my email anymore. Sure enough, I look back a couple months later, I go look at my email just to see. And they ended up hitting me back right, like literally, I'm just in this scenario, this isn't real, but the day after I decide to fold, literally crumble to my lack of patience on this instance of being on a show, the day after is when they accepted me onto the show and asked for my response. I was just too busy trying to make things happen on my time when I want them to happen, right? And it's like I had said in the podcast before. This isn't a podcast, by the way. It's a show. I need to stop saying that. Podcasts have such a negative connotation. It's just a show where I speak my mind. Damn, where was my head at? I think I was saying something along the lines of Mr. Beast and patience. Anyways, I'll just continue on. I'm so sorry. Still not good at this. Episode 2, which is great, by the way. I'm really enjoying this. This is something that's fun. I'm in LA right now in the Airbnb. Beautiful view out here in Long Beach. So right next to the beach, right over here to the left. So maybe the next episode might be on the beach. Who knows? Okay, so patience is faith, right? Patience is understanding that somebody up there has my back and knows, that's what we were talking about, knows all things. And my level of perception is so limited, right? And the things that I know, the people that I know, the possibilities that could happen in my life, I only have a finite level of understanding versus somebody like the man above who is omnipotent, knows everything, is not bound to time, not bound to space, not bound to anything. He is unfathomable. And so his level of knowledge, his level of perception is something that we can't even begin to explore, right? So patience is faith in that belief that if I just do my best to be the best version of myself, which in this instance today we're talking about patience, if I have a abundance of patience, it allows God to work through my life on his timing. You know, they always say it's God's timing, not mine, right? And I think that's one of the most powerful statements you could probably ever make, because you have no idea how it's all going to work out. You have no idea how it's going to play out, but God does. And so why would you get in his way due to your lack of patience? It's like if you and God were in a car, right? And you've been in so much control, you have such a lack of patience, and you think you're deciding where it's going. God's just sitting in the passenger seat and he's laughing. You look over to him and you say, you know what, God, I'm gonna finally let you in this driver's seat, right? So you do the Chinese fire drill, he gets in the driver's seat, you get in the passenger seat. And now you feel a sense of peace because the man who knows all, you're allowing him to sit in that driver's seat. Like, what a crazy thing to think about, but what a hard concept to really, really allow it to happen. Because some people, they'll still be in the passenger seat, right? And God's driving, and they'll still have their hand on the wheel. Like, I don't really like that. Let's go over here instead. I don't really want to deal with that person. That person, blah blah blah. I don't really feel like doing that today because I'm feeling this way. It's like, are you really giving up control? Are you truly letting go and controlling the things that you can control? And so another thing that's really funny too is where, in this analogy, you are in the passenger seat, things are going well, and you see the trajectory going up, right? And so you think, okay, God, I see you. You may have laid the foundation of my success. Move back over into that passenger seat. Let me back in the driver's seat. I know what to do now. Shit's moving a little bit. This job opportunity or this person that I was looking for or this journey I'm on to whatever it is. I'm successful. So God, watch out. I got this. Let me get back in the driver's seat. And so you then take control. It's like God was working, and you, due to a lack of patience, this is how powerful something to me like patience really is. It's like, due to that lack of patience, you decided to hop back in and gain control with only a finite level of understanding. I mean, you're blocking your blessings. You're blocking. There's this book that I read called The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, right? And he says, paraphrasing, if you truly decide to let go and let God, God will create a life made for you, not by you. I'm going to say that one more time. If you let go and let God, God will create a life made for you and not by you. like that's one of my favorite quotes, man. Beautiful. Michael A. Singer is a phenomenal author. I guess I'll mention it now. This other book that he has called The Surrender Experiment. He basically decides to just let go. And I know you guys are saying, well, patience and let go, how is that the similar concept? It's like, well, by having patience, you are in fact choosing to let go of the situation, and let it play out how it was supposed to. And patience goes hand in hand with control. So basically, this guy decided to completely let go of everything, right? He used the money because he was going to go into a doctorate program. He used the money to buy a shed, and I won't ruin the book for you. And from then on, he decides to let go. And the things that transpire in his life was absurd. I can't even begin to tell you the things that happened, but it was awesome. And so, excuse me, that's a idea that I really, really like. That if you truly let go, you let God. I don't know if you guys can hear that back there, but I'm literally practicing patience right now because this person keeps locking and unlocking their car. That's so funny. I don't know if you guys can hear that. This person keeps doing it over and over. But this is patience right here. So, now on to the next thing. No shot. No shot. Okay. Next thing. Yes. So, patience is abundance, right? Patience. And there's some people on here that are like, I already am patient. I feel like I'm an extremely patient person. More power to you. That's awesome. I don't envy you, but I will be in that position very soon where I can also say that as well. Like I said earlier, patience brings along a lot of different virtues naturally, right? When you're patient, I feel like you don't live in that scarcity mindset of everything needs to happen right now. I'm nervous because if it doesn't, then this means I'm a failure. Then this means that I'm X, Y, and Z. Therefore, I'm going to rush this. I'm going to take full control because at least if I fail, at least I did it on my timing and I can pivot and move how I want and cope with things and how they play out because it all ended up on me, right? And on the flip side of that, with patience, it brings that sense of abundance where it's like, okay, I'm okay with whatever takes place, maybe because I have the confidence in myself, maybe I have the faith in God, maybe I just believe that if I let go, then God will create a life or an instance or a situation or a friendship or a relationship that's made for me, not by me. And it's a beautiful concept because abundance is something that is also mixed with faith because you understand that whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever it is that you want to bring towards you is already on its way just by the mindset that you choose to have. I feel like the law of attraction states it's not, and I don't want to butcher it here because I know some of you are going to be so technical about this term, but I'm paraphrasing in my own words because this is my show. The law of attraction is whatever you think about will always come towards you. And the more you choose to chase something and try to dictate the pace of when it comes, it's like it runs away from you. It's like those cartoons where you see the kid, he's like running and he's in like a nightmare. And then like the family is slowly like backing away from him as he's running. He's like, why are you guys getting farther from me? You see that in a whole bunch of cartoons. Anyways, it's like that concept. It's like the more I'm chasing after it, the farther it goes away. But the moment I sit here and I'm just like, you know what? God, this is what I want. For me, right? I want to get paid to be me. I want to have financial freedom. These are the things that I'm not only wanting, but I will have. And I'm going to work every day towards that goal. And you will see the work that I've been doing. And in your will, obviously, you will help me get to the places that I need to be. Give me opportunities to provide max value, to keep growing in this endeavor and this journey of whatever it is that I want to be in. Hopefully I'm trying to paint a picture where everything's hand in hand. Just so many things come from patience. It's really crazy to think about. I don't know if you guys are resonating with this, but so many things, so many positive things can come out of it, and so many negative things can come out of the lack of patience. So I will say this, too much patience is also a bad thing, right? Too much of everything, too much of something is always a bad thing. It's all about moderation. It's all about balance. Balance in there's this parable, right, where this guy was like, I'm going to be saved by God. I'm butchering it here. I'm paraphrasing. I'm going to be saved by God. I'm stuck on this island, and He's going to save me by flying. I'm going to have the flight, to be able to fly out of here myself. And a boat comes to the island, and the guy's like, God told me to come save you. Here I am. I want to rescue you. And the guy goes, no, it's okay. God's going to help me by flying. I'm going to be able to fly out of here. I was like, okay. All right, boom. So then the next day, a plane comes and lands on the island. He's like, yo, man, I'm here to help you. I'm here to save you. God literally told me to come here and save you. I'm going to do that. And the guy goes, and the guy on the island goes, no, man, I'm going to get out of here by flying, right? This is just the way I'm going to leave. I'm patient. I'm letting go. This is something that's going to happen, right? And then after a while, nobody comes to save this man. Nobody comes to save this man, and he dies from hunger. And so a simple parable story, I guess it's my story. It's not the parable. It's my story of the parable. What does that mean? Patience is understanding. Patience is perception, to keeping your eyes and ears open to anything that God might bring or call into your life. We feel like we all have this chief definite aim of things that we want to do, the job, the girlfriend, the career, whatever it is. And when it's so narrow, it's almost like you have control on it, but you still have patience. It's like there can be something that you want, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be linear, and it doesn't mean that it may be exactly what it is that you're looking for. Something that happened to me in my life was playing in the NBA. I had thought that ever since I was a little kid, second, third grade, oh, I'm going to play in the NBA. I'm going to be in the NBA. And obviously that didn't happen because I don't play in the NBA. But this past summer, I got to work for the NBA. Like, that's crazy. And I feel like God really hears us all the time. It just may not be in the way that you want it to be, because that's your life created by you and not for you. For me, God had meant for me to go work with the NBA, partner with them, partner with Amazon, and do some videos where I'm talking to NBA players, and that was a phenomenal experience. You know, I was 2 feet away from LeBron James, and I was, I'm on the floor of the NBA Summer League. I'm at the NBA Cup in the Knicks locker room. Patience is perception to allow God to work in your life however he sees fit. Too much patience, or patience for something that is so narrow, that's completely controlled by you. It's like what J. Cole said. It's like, good news is you came a long way. Bad news is you went the wrong way, right? There's still ways to understand patience. Too much of it is obviously a bad thing, or patience in something that is too narrow for God to work with. And I guess this is another reminder to you, in your chief definite aim, try to make that as broad as possible. Mine was, at first, my chief definite aim, which means, whatever it is that I'm excelling to, something that I'll have burning desire and unwavering faith in, and the physical equivalent will naturally become evident. Mine was, I want to make money from streaming. I want to make money from this type of social media, that type of social media. And I feel like the moment I truly let go and was like, I just want to get paid to be me. I zoomed out. God, I just want to get paid to be me so I have financial freedom. I feel like from that point on, God was working in my life to do that. It gives him more space to work with. Gives him more space to create a life made for you, not by you, right? What are we at right now? 24 minutes, perfect timing. Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you guys is a story, right? It's about this really big YouTuber, I'll leave unnamed, and we were really good friends. We still are really good friends. Long story short, we went to Miami to go to a different, really big YouTuber's house. Basically, we get to chopping it up. Me, I'm still a new creator at the time, still growing. And I still am right now, because you're always growing. And I end up listening to the conversation between my friend and the other YouTuber. And so my friend was like, man, you're making all this money. How is your retirement? Like, aren't you worried about like this and that? And what if this happens? And how, aren't you like, basically saying, do you have fear? Do you have worry? Do you have anxiety about all these things, right? And mind you, me and my friend are around the same age. This YouTuber is probably like 5-6 years younger than us. And he goes, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have people that take care of that. Like, I'm just trying to be as open and free as possible, and just have fun. I created a mastermind to take care of those things, so I don't have to use negative emotions towards that thing. I choose to let go and allow things to just come as they may, right? And my friend, it didn't really make sense to him. And he was kind of sitting there perplexed, and it was all three of us just kind of sitting there. And I went up I was talking to my friend and I was saying, hey man, this may not be my place, but I think what he's explaining is he's trying to live a life of abundance. And I'm not saying that, my friend, you're living in a scarcity mindset. That's not what I'm saying. I just think he's really choosing to live in a world where anything and everything is possible. So why would I choose to bring negative emotions to something and someone that can make anything happen for me? And that's not to say you shouldn't worry about taxes or retirement or things that really matter. There are opportunities to focus on that. But I think what the other YouTuber was saying is I'm not trying to bring fear and anxiety. If anything, I'm trying to bring patience and faith and persistence in my capabilities, in my journey, all those things. And I was able to sit back and recognize that. And what's really cool is I was, off of that conversation alone, I was able to just network my way into being obviously really good friends with my friend, naturally, and then being really good friends with this bigger YouTuber. And so that was a cool experience all the way around. And it was cool for me to be able to share with you guys. It's like, man, as a small creator, like those are things that people are worried about, and those are mindsets that people will live in. There are some creators that I know where I'll talk to them and it kind of just seems like they are like, yo, this is my shit, right? Like I'm not gonna let you touch it. This is my deal. I don't really know you like that, but I know if I give you the opportunity, you might take this. So I'm just gonna go like this. Like, I wouldn't say they lack patience. I would just say that's that scarcity, the scarcity mindset that I'm talking about. Once you realize there's so much money to go around in this world, there's so much success to be had, I think it helps you let go and realize, hey man, this guy next to me, he's having his moment. That's awesome. This guy to my right, he's having his moment. This woman over here, she's having her moment. That's phenomenal. More power to you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited because I know, and I'm not saying about me in particular. I'm just saying in general, right? I have faith in I have this burning desire to have my chief definite aim reach its physical equivalent. And so I'm happy for you guys. I have patience for my time, or more importantly, it may have been my time. And I've reached those goals and I've reached that financial freedom and I don't live in greed, right? I'm thankful. I have gratitude. I have patience. I understand that it's God's timing, not mine. God has a plan in everybody and on all their journeys. This is awesome. Life is good. Life is great. Hopefully that resonated with you guys. That's my little spiel about patience. But really quick, I always want to do these at the end, at least for a couple minutes, some sort of guided meditation. So if you can just do me a favor and just grab a piece of the floor, your couch or whatever, and just do that really quick. I'll give you about 3 seconds and just get comfortable, find a good spot. And if you don't mind, to close your eyes really quick. Okay, so first thing I need you to do is just take a deep breath, really deep. And out. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Keep your eyes closed for me if you can. So what I need you to do is, everybody has versions of themselves. There's their lowest version and their highest self, right? I'm living my best life. Do me a favor and try to visualize this best life. Think about what your house would look like, your significant other, the car, the career, the view from your house, the vacations you take, the whatever it is that you want. Think about that, your highest self, right? See what that looks like. Now, do me a favor and use your imagination. Tell me and think about what that smells like. what it sounds like, if it's the waves crashing, the forest trees bristling. Figure out what that sounds like, what it smells like. Figure out what it feels like, hands in the sand, hands in the water, holding your significant other's hand on a walk, on the Amalfi Coast. And last but not least, think about what it tastes like, the dew in the air, the water washing on you, the smell of Christmas, because it's in a really big house. Think about all those things. And so now what I want you to do is figure out a way in this imagination to go towards a mirror. I know that's kind of difficult. If you're in this dream house, walk over to your bedroom. Walk over to your bedroom where there's your bathroom, and walk over to that mirror. Give you a couple seconds to find that mirror. And now you're looking at yourself. So you're closing your eyes, looking at yourself. What about this person in front of you? What about them on the inside got them to be the highest version of themselves? What's different about them than you are now? And you know what it is, whether it's, I need to get over this, or I need to understand this emotion, or this concept about myself, or I need to let go, or I need to have patience, or I need to work harder. I don't hold myself accountable enough. I don't have self-discipline. And I'm not saying to look at this in a negative light. I'm just saying you're looking at your best version of yourself. That is them right there. Maybe they don't look different, but they are different on the inside. And that's a concept, keep your eyes closed, that I want you to understand is success doesn't look too much different on the outside because it started with you. Once you make that change, I feel like that's when your outside world will begin to look like what you just visualized. But again, God is not a genie. God will not just make the house and the car and all these things appear, right? It has to come from within. You have to make that change within yourself in order to see the change in the outside world. All right, you can open your eyes now. Hopefully that guided meditation was good. Hopefully I wasn't too fast. Appreciate you guys for being here, man. And I'm gonna try to post these every single day. Really quick, if you enjoy this, the best form of marketing is word of mouth. So just telling somebody about me, telling them just turn me on when you wake up, and turn this guy on and just listen to him for 30 minutes, and see what he has to say, or whatever. Tell anybody, your auntie, your mommy, whoever. I feel like I want to be able to talk to anybody at any age, any background, anything. And so you got this, man. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Everything happens for a reason. Don't forget that. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.